Wondering what I have here with me. Well, you can check out the website wavesnj.org for much more information. I hope you can see it. I have the author of a really great book that I read, and I was like almost halfway through it, and I had to call her to tell her how much this particular book really touched me, and I was really able to identify with it. I have Miss Shaun Stevenson, and her book is called Faith versus Faith. Shaun, I want to welcome you to Waves TV.
Thanks for having me.
Shaun, you know, this book that we have, Faith versus Faith, truly, to me, it really was an inspiration. Basically everything that you went through, but it wasn't all dreary. It just showed a woman who went through so much and still keeping on, still persevering. Shaun, tell us why you decided to write this book.
Why I decided to write the book, there could be a whole story behind why I decided, but really it was kind of divinely intentioned because of where I was in my life and what was going on in my life. I really didn't want to tell my life story, but as that whole thing, we talk about divine intervention, it comes together, and I figured that, you know what, whatever I'm going through right now can help somebody else. So the whole thing came about after a 40-day fast, and that's what really kind of pushed me into that whole process of doing the book.
So when you know, a lot of people out there may say, you know, I have a story to tell too, but you went there and you were so truthful that it was, you could feel it in the book. How did you prepare yourself? I know that you went on the fast, but you know, how did you really dig deep down to go in and recall so many of the situations that you went through?
You know what, it was like kind of like you living a life, and the life just really kind of moved forward, but I was still back there. So somehow all my experiences through coming to America 14 years ago, it never left me, because I think the truth is, once you would have gone through these things, it's really not ever far from your mind. So there's not a whole lot of recalling.
Right. So I know my audience, they're probably wondering, well, what is the book about? You know, you're an immigrant coming to this country, a well-educated woman from your country, and that has happened to so many people, not just the Caribbean, also in Europe, different places, and, you know, Africa, wherever, and you almost pretty much had to start over.
Yeah, I came here with, I'm going to say this so I don't feel too bad, the clothes on my back and a dream are maybe 25 cents.
You came for the American dream.
Oh yes, of course, because everybody talk about the paved being paved with gold and all this other stuff, which wasn't really true. Right. But it was really hard work, determination, perseverance, to know that if you step out and you work hard. The faith thing was always in me because I grew up, with that background of belief and belief in a higher power. So to me, that was already kind of set, but I had to pull that forward.
And you're originally from Guyana?
Originally from Guyana, South America.
Right. So a lot of people can relate to this story. So folks are going to need to know where they can find you, that you're available for bookings, to speak to different church, different organizations and so forth, because she's also an entrepreneur. So part of all that whole story, was in here. So tell them where they can find you on your MySpace site or where.
A couple of places. MySpace, MySpace/Faith versus Faith. Also Amazon.com. There's also a blog, mayanda.wordpress.com. But if you go to the MySpace page, it can take you to the Amazon.com site. And as well, I think I'm on Waves as well. Yes, so, and I'm also on, I think, New Mercies Cafe on Streaming Faith. So I'm kind of a couple of different places out there.
Right. So you know what, we're going to help Shaun get this book out there, get the word out there, because her story is truly an inspiration. It's called Faith versus Faith. For many of you, I want you to go to wavesnj.org for much more information, and we'll definitely let you know about where Shaun will be. And Shaun, thanks again for coming out tonight.
Thank you so much, Sharon. You are adorable. She's the best person to be telling you about this book, because she has an experience like myself. So I thank her for having me, and thank you, audience, as well. Appreciate it.
Okay, folks, as always, a great story for you inside Waves Television. Check us out at wavesnj.org. I'm Sharon Addison, and you've been in the Spotlight.